Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In case you're wondering what I'm doing in front of the suitcase, in case you guys can't see, well, I'm packing because I'm going to India for vacations. And you can see the excitement on my face. I'm super excited because I'm going to India after 2 years. It's me and my kids who are going this time because my husband visited India in November without us, so this time it's our chance to go without him, and of course, because Rocky is not well, he's going to be here and taking care of him, and we are going to India to meet our family. And I'm not going to show you what I'm packing for India because I already finished packing, and you know the packing when you go to India, it goes on from a week, so it was really difficult for me to record everything. But I thought I will just quickly tell you what all are the things that I'm taking to India, because I know many of you, when you go on vacations, you must be wondering what you should take for your family. So I can give you quick tips. First of all, you should tell your family that Mexico is a developing country and we don't have really things like in United States, things are on discount, or branded things are not very reasonable here. It's kind of similar prices like we get in India. Because I know many of our family, they think when you're outside India that everything is very reasonable and cheap here. So they give you a big list when you're going back to India. So you should explain to them that Mexico is not like that, and most of the places and most of the things here, the branded things are similar to the prices that we get in India, or maybe little lesser than what we get in India. And if you're not aware, most of the Mexicans here also, they go to US. When they go to US for vacations, they usually shop there in outlets because it's very reasonable over there. But here in the malls, the prices are similar to prices in India. So there's no point in taking branded clothes from here to India because it's kind of similar. But there are a few things which you can definitely take. For example, what I found over the years while comparing things in India and Mexico are, for example, shoes. Yes, they are reasonable here. They're not as expensive as in India. You get branded shoes at reasonable price here. And you can also take things from Costco for your parents, for your mom, for your dad. Like for example, the perfumes or the creams, or the things that you get in wholesale prices in Costco. Maybe you can take that for your family. And branded perfumes in malls are also reasonable than that we get in India. So these are a few things that I usually take, and of course chocolates. Lots and lots of chocolates I take for my friends and family. And sometimes handbags for ladies. If you're taking something for your wife or sister or mom, handbags, watches, all these are at a very good price. I mean, not very cheap, but definitely better price than we get in India. So you can definitely take those. And for men, it's a little difficult because apart from shoes, I mean, if you know the size of your dad's or brother's shoe size, then yes, you can take shoes for them, which they would love, and perfumes, as I said. So these are a few things that I usually take for my family when I go to India, because I don't take branded clothes because I don't find them, I find them at similar prices here. Okay, and by the time you guys watch this video, I must be in India because I would be editing this only after I go to India. So I will be already in India, so I will just show you a few glimpses, in the airport and how we reached back Hyderabad. Hyderabad is where I'm going because my parents live in Hyderabad. So I will add those clips too, and hopefully you would like this video. You can also wait for my more videos from India. If you're following me on Instagram, I will be posting my short videos and short reels over from India. So in case you're interested, you can follow me on Instagram to see the food that we get in India too.
Our flight was from Mexico City, and as I mentioned, me and kids are traveling this time. So my husband, he's coming to drop us in the Querétaro bus stand because we will be taking a bus from Querétaro bus stand to the Mexico City airport. This bus goes directly to the airport, so we prefer taking this instead of driving all the way to Mexico City because this bus is really convenient, it's comfortable, and it goes to the direct terminal. So we always take this. And the reason we don't take a flight from Querétaro is one, it's expensive, and the second thing is sometimes the flights get cancelled because it's a small airport. Sometimes they don't fly on time, or sometimes they get cancelled. So it's very risky to take a flight from Querétaro airport. So usually we take it from Mexico City. So we reached the bus stand in Kerataro, and we didn't have much luggage to take. According to our tickets, we could take two big suitcases of 23 kgs for the check-in and one cabin of 7 kilos. So you can see my husband all happy, but I know he's going to miss all of us. The flight from Mexico City was at 11:30, so we took the bus of 4:20 from Querétaro. We reached early, so we don't miss the bus, and we got into the bus, and it takes 3 hours to go to the Mexico City. And sometimes because of the traffic, it gets delayed, so we always try to take an early bus. Even if we reach early to the airport, it's fine. So we took an early bus of 4:20 so that we would reach there by 7:30. Even if there's traffic, we would be there by 8:30 maximum. So we reached there exactly by 7:30. It just took 3 hours because it was Sunday evening. There was not much traffic, and we went to the terminal 2. The bus usually goes first to terminal 1, and then it goes to terminal 2. And the flight that we were taking from Mexico City to US was American Airlines. Unfortunately, when we went to Terminal 2, we realized that American Airlines was in Terminal 1. So we had to again go back in this train. There was a internal train in the airport. So we took that, which hardly took like 5 minutes. And thank God we were early. These are a few reasons why we try to be early in the airport, because you never know what happens in the last minute. So since we were early, we had enough time to go to Terminal 1 again, and we were there. While we were waiting there for the check-in, I met my online Instagram friend whom I had not met before. This was the first time that I met her coincidentally in the airport, and that was a pleasant surprise. We finished our check-in and then went through the security check. Initially, until 2 years back, in my last vacation, there was an immigration form which we had to fill. But now there is this new system where you don't have to fill the immigration form. So that it was much easier this time. We didn't have to fill any form. We just had to go through the security check and then go directly to the gate. And they did not even ask for the COVID vaccination details or anything like that. So this time travel was definitely easier than the last 2 years back. The flight from Mexico City was on time. It started at around 11:20. This flight was going to JFK, and it was a 3 hours flight, so we knew that we wouldn't be getting any food, proper dinner in the flight, so we had pizza in the airport. So in this flight, we only got a drink and a snack like a cookie. So that was the only thing that we got. So since it was a 3 hours flight, we really didn't sleep well, and we reached JFK early morning. According to JFK time, and the sleep was definitely not enough. So we got down there, and usually when the flight is from US, you have to recheck in the luggage here again in US. So if you're going to India via US, you please don't forget to recheck in your luggage here again in US, which we did, and it didn't take much time. And luckily, the immigration line also was very short. The reason we took the JFK route is because this was around 6 hours. Whenever we go through Houston, it's usually 2 hours, and it gets really hectic sometimes on the immigration line, and we also have to rush because of the short layover. But in JFK, we had like 6 hours, which was actually too much. But we decided to go in leisure instead of rushing, which we usually do during vacations. So we had to go to a particular terminal through this train again. So we took this, and we went to the terminal where we had to again go through the security check and to go to the gate. In JFK airport, we had a little trouble basically because we had the boarding pass. We could have actually gone and finished the security check, and we could have entered. But I don't know what happened. We went to the Etihad Airways, and they told us that the boarding is at 10 o'clock. We reached there by 6:30, and they told us to come at 10:30. So we kept waiting till 10:30, where there was no Wi-Fi and there was no proper place. It was very crowded outside. So we had wasted a lot of time there. So that's one thing which I really felt bad, because it was not a comfortable place to wait for 6 hours. So 3 hours we waited outside, and then after 3 hours we finished the security check-in and then went inside. And then of course we got comfortable place to sit and relax. And since we were hungry, we bought some donuts and coffee there in the airport. And at exact 2:30, the flight from JFK, we were flying through Etihad Airways. So the flight took off at the same exact time, and there was no delay. The one disappointment that I had in Etihad Airways is that they didn't have Wi-Fi. Even the flight from Mexico City to United States, the American Airways had Wi-Fi, but I don't know why the 15 hours flight did not have any Wi-Fi. So that was a little disappointing for me because I could not communicate with my husband. But the food was great. The food, of course, was definitely better than other airways. The movie options also were good. I think watched a couple of movies. I think I watched two movies and also tried to sleep. Another issue that we faced in this flight was my kids, both of them got a seat together and my seat was a little away from them. So I had to request another passenger who was sitting next to my kids to exchange place with mine because it was a 15 hours flight. I mean, if it was 1 or 2 hours flight, I wouldn't have bothered. But since it was 15 hours flight, I thought I cannot just leave them like that. So I had to request the passenger and he was kind enough to exchange the place. So we sat down together and it was kind of comfortable. But again, since we were sitting in the first row, there was enough footrest, but we didn't have enough space to keep our things, so that was a little uncomfortable. But as I mentioned, the food was excellent, it was super delicious, and we really enjoyed the food. Booking the flight, you have to request for the Indian food. We had requested for the Indian food, and I think that's why we got this. So the first food that we got was chicken and rice. The salad that they gave was with the chickpeas, which I really didn't like. In fact, the salad that they gave all through the flight was not that tasty. I didn't really enjoy that. But yes, the rice was perfectly cooked and the curry was delicious, and also the dessert was super delicious. And after 2 hours, they also gave a snack, again a pudding. This was with rice and a small burger, which was also nice, and little water. And the movie that I watched first was Ticket to Paradise. And then I also watched a Telugu movie. And later in the morning, which was actually their afternoon, so they again gave us another lunch. By this time, we were actually full, but we just ate little because we didn't want to be hungry later in the trip. So we reached Abu Dhabi at around 11 o'clock, the local time, and the flight was on time, so we reached there at 11 o'clock. And the next flight was like in 3 hours, around 2:30 in the afternoon. So it was not that long of a wait. So we were really excited that we were going home. In Abu Dhabi, there's nothing to check in. We just had to find our gate. But since we were around 3.5 hours before the next boarding, we had to wait like 1 hour. So we had enough time to go freshen up and then wait near a gate. And after 1 hour, they started showing the gate number. And then we found our gate and went and sat there. The boarding started at around 1:30, so we were really happy that the flight is going to start on time. But after we got into the flight, then we realized that one of the passengers was late, or I don't know what was the reason, but there was a delay of extra 1 hour. So the flight ultimately started at 3:30 local time. So that kind of disappointed us, but we were very tired, so we slept all through the Abu Dhabi trip. Only when they came to serve us the food is when we got up. So we tried sleeping 3.5 hours continuously. And when the food came, I again opted for vegetarian. I was not really in a mood to eat chicken. So the vegetarian this time was something to do with spinach and dal. So I enjoyed that because I was hungry by then. I also took a coffee. I'm a coffee lover, but as usual the coffee was too strong and I didn't like it. My kids opted for chicken, and that's how it looked. And finally at around 8:30 we reached Hyderabad. We were supposed to reach at 7:30, but since there was a delay to take off from Abu Dhabi, we reached 1 hour late in Hyderabad. My parents were supposed to come to pick us up, so I immediately called them to let them know that there was a delay, and luckily my husband had informed them, so they started a little late from home. So obviously when you reach your homeland, you are in an urgent need to go find your luggage and go outside because you are desperate to meet your loved ones. So that's what we are doing. We are rushing towards the immigration to finish that and to take our luggage and go outside. And there was also a random COVID test in Hyderabad, and we were the lucky ones, I would say, because they didn't get hold of anyone else, but they got a hold of us and they took the COVID test from us. And then there was a delay in the luggage too, but whatever it is, finally we reached our homeland, and by the time we went out, it was around 10 o'clock. But since my parents had started from home little late and it was a peak traffic time in Hyderabad, so they were a little late to come too, but it was okay. Once we arrived in Hyderabad, we were really happy and we waited happily for my parents. I forgot to record the part where my parents came in to meet us. I don't know, it didn't strike to me that I was supposed to record that too. I didn't do that, so I don't have that clip. But yes, we came home at around 11 o'clock. By the time we reached home, it was 11 o'clock. So that was our journey from Kerataro to Hyderabad, which almost took around 42 hours to reach home. It's a long and tiring journey, but all worth it when you see your family and loved ones. So I hope this video was useful to you. I hope you got an idea how the trip is going to be when you go on your next vacation. Don't forget to like and share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one, and please wait for more videos from Hyderabad. I will try to share whatever I do here in Hyderabad. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.